Despite never setting foot on a college campus, Jalen Green might be the best scorer in the 2021 NBA draft. This is Florence Sealing. Let's break him down. A dynamic, explosive guard from California who can make your jaw drop with ferocious dunks and deep threes, Green has long been projected as a top 5 pick in the 2021 NBA draft. His decision to skip college and play for the G League Ignite has kept him under wraps before next summer, and even though Green will never play in the NCAA, we can still evaluate him through his play in high school and last year's FIBA Under-19 World Cup. At 6'6", 186 pounds, with a plus wingspan, Green has great measurements for a lead guard in the NBA. When you combine that with his vertical athleticism, shiftiness, and shot creation ability, that makes him a surefire top pick in the 2021 draft. Green is a shot maker who can create separation at will and get you buckets at any given moment. He is smooth maneuvering through screens, and if you give him a sliver of daylight, he will not hesitate to fire and make you pay. In particular, Green loves a deep three off a pick and roll situation. He's able to get into this shot basically whenever he wants. He sets his feet and rises smoothly into his shot, which has a high release point that makes his go-to shot difficult to block. Green is a highly skilled shooter off the dribble at an early stage in his development, which only makes his end product more appetizing. I see no reason why his shot cannot translate over to the NBA. That being said, Green has supreme confidence in his shot at all times, which can sometimes lead to some ill-advised decisions. Green might pull up early in the shot clock without getting his teammates involved, or simply jack up a difficult pull-up when nothing else is happening. Because he can rise into his shot so easily, Green is guilty of doing so even when the situation doesn't call for it. He will have to better his shot selection at the next level, even if he is capable of making these tough shots. This is especially true if he aspires to be a lead guard in the NBA, as he will have to get his teammates involved and in rhythm as well. One area that Green must improve is his shooting off the catch. Right now, he is much more comfortable creating his own shot off the dribble, rather than shooting spot up or catch and shoot threes. He constantly struggled with this at the Under-19 World Cup, where he didn't have the ball in his hands as much and only shot 21% from 3. In high school, Green played with the ball in his hands the majority of the time, but in a team stacked with ball handlers like Tyrese Halliburton or Cade Cunningham, he had to play off the ball, and really struggled with his outside shot. Green flashed some signs of being a capable off-ball player, often out of inbound plays, but it's clear that he's more at home handling the ball so he can get into his own rhythm. Here, Green makes the timely cut and finishes off the glass, but in this clip, he is anxious to get into the play and doesn't hold his spacing even when it could have led to an open corner 3. Green has shown mixed results finishing at the rim. He has no problems getting downhill with his otherworldly athleticism, but he sometimes struggles finishing over length or contact. He will often shrink and shy away from contact, even if he has the physique and athleticism to use these drives to his advantage. Green could stand to be more physical and force himself to get to the line, where he is a good free throw shooter. Clearly, he has the means to put someone on a poster. Tightening his handle will also help him in these situations. Although his handle is not bad by any means, he can sometimes be a bit casual and lose the ball under pressure, something which absolutely cannot happen as an NBA guard. When Green plays under control getting to the basket, He is able to change directions through his sweet footwork and freeze defenders with his dribble before extending to finish. I like this take in transition where Green beats everyone down the floor and caps off a good possession with a Euro step-like finish. Green, however, is at his best in transition. He is a twofold threat with his scoring and passing. Green can outrun just about anyone in the open court. He can draw a foul or play above the rim to produce spectacular dunks. This is a guy who can bust out a between the legs or a 360 dunk in the middle of a game. Don't be surprised when you see him on SportsCenter's top 10 plays once he's finally in the league. Like I said, Green is also a skilled passer in transition. He can bring the ball up in a blur off defensive rebounds and make quick decisions to find his teammates on bounce passes or lobs. Green is also a skilled outlet passer. Watch him hit Texas Tech's Namari Burnett with 2 pinpoint outlets in these plays. Green has also showed glimpses of making more advanced reads, such as this pass to the corner shooter, this bullet one-handed bounce pass, this dump pass at full speed, or even this touch pass falling out of bounds. In the half court, Green is a capable but limited passer. Most of his reads right now come in basic pick and roll or pop situations. Here, he finds his teammate for a wide open 3. And then the roller with on-target pocket passes. His simplicity is not necessarily a bad thing, but I would like to see him hit these more adventurous passes more often. Much like his handle, he can also be a bit loose with his passing, although that could just be a product of playing against weaker competition. It should also be pointed out that he's a better two-handed than one-handed passer at this stage. When facing off against higher caliber players in the NBA, his propensity for two-handed passes might limit him in certain scenarios. I was originally a bit worried watching some of Green's defense in high school. I wondered if plays where he gambled, got caught ball watching, or didn't make a second effort would be the norm. But the more I watched him, the more I liked his defense. Maybe Green wasn't challenged enough on D in high school because of his dominance, but his time on Team USA proves that he can be a highly competent defender. Green can jump into passing lanes or come up with steals that lead to easy buckets for his team. Watch him take the bump and strip the defender, eventually resulting in 2 points for Team USA. Green is a surprisingly physical defender. Here, he embraces the switch and fights hard to front his man in the post. Or here, even when up 22 points, he fights through the screen and forces his matchup into an impossible shot. Watch his perfect closeout here, which eventually leads to a bucket after the steal for Team USA. When pushed and challenged, Green embraces defense. He competes, forcing defenders into tough shots, picks up full court in a stance and turning his hips fluidly, and is generally a disciplined defender. In a best case scenario, Green's bounciness might even allow him to protect the rim a little bit, rounding out his defensive abilities and truly making him someone to watch on that end of the floor. Barring injury or a big rise in stock for another prospect, I find it difficult to see how Jalen Green will fall out of the top 5 in the 2021 draft. The fact that he's playing less than his peers should help keep front offices even more engaged and intrigued by his possible development. Green has all the tools to be a 3-level scorer at the next level. He can get into his three-pointer whenever he wants, create separation on the mid-range, and in theory, he will be able to use his explosiveness to get to the rim, although he still has some work to do on finishing through length and contact on a consistent basis. Green is a dual menace in transition, like I said in the video, and I think that his explosiveness will be helped out even more by the improved spacing that will be available to him at the NBA level. The one area that Green really has to improve going forward is his stationary shooting. He is not comfortable as a spot-up or catch-and-shoot type of guy just yet, but I think that he'll get there in time. His free throw shooting looks good, and his stroke is projectable and repeatable. I think that as he gets more reps, especially at the NBA level, he will grow into a comfortable off-ball player, something which he really hasn't had to do just yet at the high school level for the most part. Yes, his FIBA Under-19 performances give us a glimpse of what that is, but keep in mind, this tournament only lasted a couple of weeks, and we don't really know yet how he has developed since his G League performances have not been made available to the public. Either way, I think Green will definitely be a top 5 pick, like I said. And in the best case scenario, his role in the NBA will be as a lead guard who is capable of scoring most of his team's points, but also maintaining others involved in the flow of the offense, something similar to Donovan Mitchell. However, I don't want to make any comparisons, and I don't think that would be helpful either. Jalen Green is Jalen Green, and I think he'll have a long career in the NBA to make his own name for himself in the league. Thanks for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, comment below, and maybe even subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.